Welcome! Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own at-home compost container. You're going to need some kind of tub or container that can hold your compost, preferably with a lid. You have a lot of options. If your compost is going to be living outside, it doesn't necessarily have to have a lid. That just helps prevent any kind of animals from getting into it. If it's going to be living inside, you might want something smaller, definitely with a lid. My favorite option is an old coffee container that has one of these plastic lids that snaps on. You can also use a 5-gallon bucket if it has a lid, or one of those big tubs like the storage bins. One of those will work. Anything that has some kind of a plastic lid, because we're going to need to poke some holes in it so that the compost can still get some air. So in addition to whatever kind of tub or bin you're going to use, you're also going to need a pair of scissors, and you're going to want a Sharpie or some kind of marker to label and draw. And if you're feeling really artistic, you might want whatever kind of material you would use to decorate, because if your bin or your tub is the kind of material that you can paint or color on, you can decorate your compost container and make it look really beautiful. So one of the steps I'm going to be showing you a little later involves using scissors or a box cutter to poke holes in the top of the lid. And so for that, you really must have adult help and adult supervision. So please wait to do this activity until an adult is present. It will only be one quick step that they'll need to help you with, but you will want to have some adult help. So in just a minute, we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you how to make your own at-home compost container. All right, everyone, now we are going to see how to make our own at-home compost containers. So to review, here in front of me, I have the bin that I'm going to use for my compost container. It's just a small coffee bin with a plastic snappable lid. I have my pair of scissors that I'm going to use to poke holes in the top of my bin lid. And then I have the materials that I'm going to use to decorate my compost container. My paper, my markers, my glue, and my tape. And for you guys, your decoration materials might be much more exciting. You might use markers and paint. Whatever you want to decorate is totally up to you. Now, this is the step that you must have adult supervision, this very first step. So if you do not have an adult around, please pause this video and go find an adult to help you, or wait until one is home and available. This first step is going to involve using scissors or a box cutter to poke holes in the top of our lid that will go on our compost container. And so if an adult is not present, please wait, because we're using sharp tools. So step 1. You take your scissors or your box cutter, and you're going to poke 4 or 5 holes in your lid if it's about this size. If it's a much bigger lid, like on one of those storage bins, you'll probably need to do about 10 holes. So you're going to take your box cutter or scissors with adult help and poke 1. And there we have it, 5 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I did that with my scissors. Now what you can do is the fun part, and that is decorating your compost container. So I'm going to put paper all around it to cover up the coffee label, and I'm going to write compost on it so that everyone in my household knows exactly what's going into this bin. So for me, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to measure and cut my paper and tape it on all the way around, and then I will label it with the word compost. So now I'm going to be taping my label on top and wrapping it all the way around. And now my final step is that I'm going to label the sides with the word compost so that everyone in my household knows exactly what this is for. And there we have it, compost. And like I explained at the beginning, if you want to decorate your compost container and make it really beautiful and colorful, please do. The more colors, the merrier. The final step is over the next few weeks of this class, and even after the class finishes, you can refer back to the do's and don'ts chart about compost that we talked about in class, and you can start filling up your compost bins with the materials from your kitchen that can be composted. So remember, this is things like fruit and vegetable scraps, eggshells, and coffee grounds. And the things you do not want to include in the compost are things like meat or cheese or oil. So I hope that you enjoyed learning about how to make your at-home compost container, and happy composting, everyone!